Hello, this is Wander. This is the next video in my series of videos leading up to my return to the Appalachian Trail this summer. And today I want to talk about my water filtration system. There's a lot of videos out there. This is just my take on this is what works for me. I've been doing this for a lot of years now. And so not to say anything against any other system out there. A lot of systems, different brands, and work for everybody else. So that's fine. I'm not trying to do a comparison video of what's best. This is just me and what works for me. So first off, what I have here is I keep everything in this nylon bag, and I'll show you what the bag is for. You can find other videos on my channel from years back when I did a whole video on how I treat water in the field. This will just give you an idea. So this bag, basically what I use it for is if I'm hanging my water up against the tree to do gravity feed, it's got a little thing here, it'll hold the C-knock bladder in there and keep it from rubbing against the tree and getting abraded. But everything goes in there and it just keeps in there. I guess the two primary components of my water treatment system, one is this is the 3-liter C-knock bag. This is an older one. The newer ones have markings on them, and mine don't have it, so I wrote markings on there. 96 ounces, 64, whatever, 32 ounces. So sometimes I don't want a full 3 liters to fill up, but I just want a little bit. But I've been using this for a lot of years, and it's really held up well. I bought a spare a couple years back to take with me just in case. And I've never needed it. It's still sitting in the box. But anyhow, so I use a 3-liter C-knock. It doesn't weigh that much more than the 2-liter. And but it gives me the option to have more water in camp if I want it. And so the other thing I've used it for is last year when I did a partial hike of the Appalachian Trail, I would, fill it up partway, maybe halfway or whatever, get 1.5 liters in there, 1 liter. And then I just stow it in my backpack because I knew I was going to need water later on, but where I was going to stop and get water was either not existent or the water was not deemed safe enough, like next to a cow pasture or something like that. So I would carry water from a good source down to where I needed it if I wasn't ready to fill my bottles initially. And I did that a few times. But anyhow, this is the C-knock 3-liter, very durable, works good. And that is paired with the Sawyer squeeze. Now, I've never used another of the Sawyer products, just the squeeze. And I did a lot of reviews ahead of time, or looked at reviews. And the mini, the micro, seemed like they all had lower or slower flow rates from what I'd read online. And so I just decided to go with this and not worry about slow rates, something like that. And it's held up. It's worked well. I've replaced it from time to time, probably more often than need be, because it's supposed to be like 100,000 gallons through here. I do know that every now and then they'll slow down, and you got to back flush them to clean them out. That's just normal with any of these microfiber or microfiber, is that what they call it? Type water filters. But it works. So usually what I'll do is I will put this on here after I fill the bladder up. Then I'll hang that up on a tree or a limb or something like that, and then let gravity do the work for me while I do something else around camp. Or if I'm on the trail and need it, I will just fill it up and then squeeze it into one of my bottles. So it's very versatile, seems to work good. And along with that, what I usually have is just some accessories here. So I've got a spare washer. This washer in here, some people have reported that it'll get stuck on their bladder or whatever and pop out and get lost. one thing for sure is if you don't have that washer in there, you cannot get a good seal here, and you will pour all your contaminated water all over the place and not get it through your filter. So you've got to have this O-ring in there. So having a spare is a necessity. But then I've got this coupler ring. I put that on there, and when I fill a bottle, I just hang it up, put that on there. And now, one thing I learned early on was you can't put it tight. You do it tight, and there's no way for the air to get out. So you have to just get a little break there, let the air get out there, and then it'll just, gravity will take over and just fill it up. And it does take about a couple minutes if you're, want to do something else. Now, if I'm on the trail and stop to get water, then I won't. I mean, I still got to do that, but I won't hang it up. I'll just squeeze it down, roll it down, squeeze it. But yeah, that works pretty good. I do have this adapter. It's got just a quick release valve, or if I can pop it off, it's got that kind of a connector on it where you can pop it off, pop it out. There you go. Just let it come out. I don't use that very much. One, like I said, most of the time I just use the coupler and screw my bottles directly onto it. I put that on there before when I wanted to not use it all at once, what was in the bottle, when it was hanging up, but it leaks. So I didn't try putting that on there. Maybe that whole little secure a little tighter. I did that one time, have it hanging up overnight, and when I got in the morning, it was all gone. It just leaked out on the ground. But anyhow, those are my accessories in there, with the exception of I've got a couple cords and a couple different lengths. And what these are for is if I need to hang it up, then I'll get it all hooked up and then run that through there, then hang that over a branch, and then I just let gravity do the rest while I'm setting my tent up, or get my lunch ready or whatever. And that works good. So that's my setup. It's very simple, nothing complicated about it. These are the bottles I use on the trail. So I always have 2, sometimes 3, depending if it's going to be a long day or the Far Out app says there's not a lot of water available on trail. I will try to gauge how much water I need and take that from the beginning. Now these are 24 ounces, so they weigh 1.5 pounds full, thereabouts, maybe a little more. And so they're fairly light, empty, but they do carry the water I need. So this is my water bottle setup. This is my water sleeve right here. And so I can have this sits right here, and I can just turn and drink while I'm hiking. I don't have to stop and fetch out a bottle and do whatever else. And I've got a little one-way valve in there that allows as I'm drinking water out, allows the air to flow in so the water bottle doesn't collapse, which I've experienced before without having that valve in there. So I put these valves in. You can I bought these off eBay. They're not cheap for what you're getting, but they do work. So I just drill a hole in the side of the bottle and put that on there, put a piece of tape over it to kind of make sure it holds in, and they work great. They're one-way valves, so they don't leak out. But yeah, that's my water bottles that I take, and these are the smart water ones. I mean, you can get other ones that are out there as well, Life Water, I think, something like that. But I prefer these. They work good for me. So I got several of them. Then I'll have some in the RV so I can replace them. I did lose one of these one day. I fell off a log and everything went flying. I went head over heels. And when I got up, first thing I was worried about was, am I okay? And I was. But I didn't realize my bottle had gone flying somewhere down in a root bowl hole. But anyhow, I survived. So that is my system. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. It's a pretty simple video. Not a lot to it. But if you got any questions, please write in the comments down below. Love to answer them for you. And like I said, this has been working for me for quite a few years. I have not really seen a good reason to change. It all goes inside my little bag there, and That gets rolled up and stowed in this pocket here, the shoulder pocket up here on my pack. And so it's always ready and handy. I don't have to dig through the pack to get it out. And it only takes a few minutes to open it up and take out what I need and get my water and put it back together, and I'm away again. All right, y'all have a good day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week.